up, guys? Gaming Guy TV here, and we're back with another Pokemon Regular versus Shiny. And that's basically where I just described the differences between regular Pokemon and Shiny Pokemon. So, this Pokemon is probably the most famous Pokemon. I don't know about that, you can check me. But it's Pikachu. And Pikachu's number is 0 to 5. And basically the only difference is a darker shade of yellow. So that's a simple one. Let's move on to our next one. So this Pokemon is Raichu. It's number 26. And the difference here is just like the other one, instead of being like a golden color, it's just orange. There's really no difference. It's kind of weird. So let's just get on to our next one. So our next Pokemon here is Sandshrew, and there really aren't many differences in these. Pretty much, just instead of being yellow, it's green, and the stomach is a lighter shade of brown or tan, whatever you want to call it. So let's just move on to our next one. So our next Pokemon here is Sandslash. Its number is 28, and there's a little bit more going on here. So the body, instead of being like a tan, is now a brown, and the spikes, instead of being brown, are red. It's not a lot, but it's more than the past few, so let's move on. So our next Pokemon here is the Nidoran female, and there's not much here. Tongue is a little bit redder. Inside of the ears are just a different shade of green, and the whole thing is purple instead of a light purple. That's really it. Let's just move on to our next. So our next Pokemon here is Nidorina. It's number 30. And the difference here is it's dark purple instead of blue, and the inside of the ear is a light green and a darker green instead of a light blue and a darker blue. So that's really it. Let's move on to our next one. So our next Pokemon is Nidoqueen. It's number 31. And there are a few differences here. The inside of the ear is a few different shades of pink in the shiny instead of brown in the regular, and the body is blue, and then the stomach and like the chin area and the other area that has that color is pink. So there's a little bit more to that. Let's move on to our next one. So our next Pokemon is Nidoran male, and its number is 32, and really the difference here is it's light blue instead of purple, and the inside of the ear is just a different color. So let's move on to our next one. Okay guys, so our next Pokemon is Nidorino. It's number 33, and again the only difference here is it's a lighter shade of purple, and the inside of the ear. There's not much to it. Let's just get into our next one. Okay guys, so our next Pokemon is Nidoking. Its number is 34. And there's a few differences. The inside of the ears are a few shades of brown instead of a few shades of blue or green. And then its body is blue instead of purple. And the mouth is red instead of a lighter purple. That's pretty much all there is to it. Let's get on to our next one. So our next Pokemon is Clefairy. Its number is 35, and there's almost no difference here. It's just the ears are green. That's it. Let's move on to our next one. Okay guys, so our last Pokemon of the day is Clefable, and it's the same thing, just a slightly different shade of pink, and the ear horn thingies are green. I'm sorry some of these were so short. It's just this batch wasn't a good batch, but hey, maybe next batch will be a little bit better. So thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!